Post.
And we move on to those and other stories in detail now. And in your top local story tonight, brilliant news for Sri Lanka from the world of sports as Tharshi Karnaratne became the first at the 800 meters women running event today, claiming a gold medal for Sri Lanka in Asian Games after 21 years.
Very impressive, and the youngest in the squad as well. 19-year-old Tharshi Karnaratne is a student from Walalai Ratnayaka Central College, that's in Kandy, who is getting ready, in fact, to sit for her advanced level examination this year.
Very different kind of technique.
Well, Harmilan Bains is proud moment for her too.
Once again, heartiest congratulations, Tharshi, and wishing Sri Lanka many more victories. And moving on with more local stories, the Department of Examination says that the GCE Advanced Level Examination 2023 will commence from the 4th of January and it will be held until the 31st of January.
Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jasundara says that the relevant revised timetable will be announced in future. The candidates who expected to apply for the exam and missed the opportunity so far only will be allowed to apply for the examination via online from the 6th to 12 midnight on the 10th of this month. The applications should be uploaded to the websites www.doenets.lk or www.onlineexams.gov.lk. The Commissioner General of Examinations says that further details can be obtained by dialing the hotline numbers 1911 or 0112 784 208 and 0112 784 537.
Revision of gas prices. Litro and Lux gas companies have decided to revise their LP gas prices with effect from midnight, that's tonight. The companies point out that the decision has been taken as the prices at the world market have increased. Accordingly, a 12.5 kilogram domestic gas cylinder will be increased by 343 rupees. New price will be 3,470. A 5 kilogram domestic gas cylinder will be increased by 137 rupees up to 1,393. A 2.3 kilogram domestic gas cylinder will be sold at 650 rupees. That's an increase of 63 rupees.
It is pertinent to mention that in January 2023, when the LPG world gas price was over $611 and the market price of a 12.5 kg was 4,409 rupees. However, today at the same LPG price level, which is about USD 611, today's world gas price, we are issuing the 12.5 kg cylinder at 3,470 rupees, which is approximately about 900 less. This is mainly to the stock management and structural cost reduction initiatives implemented by the management. We are expecting the global market prices to increase in the next few months too, which is November, December and January. However, we will ensure that the burden to the consumers will be minimized like we have done during the recent past months.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe said in Parliament today that the government is planning to bring the Employees Provident Fund and Employees Trust Fund under a new independent body. The President further said that we are willing to discuss the matter with the opposition and accommodate their proposals in this regard. Responding to a question by SJB MP Eran Wickremaratne on setting up an independent public execution body, the President said that it would be possible.
We want both ETF and EPF to be brought in. The question is whether other independent funds also should come into it. So yeah, I think we can discuss that and go ahead and bring it early. I also want to do that because that will be the most powerful fund in Sri Lanka. Other is whether we should allow their money. We are only giving it out now to the government. Now investments, should we allow part of that money to be invested abroad? I think we should. As the situation improves, these are the savings of the people of the country, so we'll allow it to be even invested abroad. Maybe you may have to have some independent legal services or prosecution services. So these are matters that can be discussed and you all come to agreement. Certainly, I'll implement it.
State Minister of Finance, Srikanth says that there is no problem in obtaining the second tranche of the IMF loan to Sri Lanka. The State Minister made this comment addressing Parliament today. State Minister of Finance Srikanth said that there is no danger of Sri Lanka not securing the second tranche of the $2.9 billion bailout from the IMF. Srikanth told Parliament today that Sri Lanka simply needs to ensure that it takes measures to raise state revenue. He also said that there is absolutely no danger of the second tranche coming in, and he said that there are matters to be discussed, and once both sides have reached an agreement, we can continue to move forward the momentum in developing the economy. The State Minister further said that President Ranil Wickremesinghe has instructed officials to recommence halted projects once debt restructuring is completed. He said that the President has said that the projects that have been put on hold must recommence the moment debt restructuring is complete. The State Minister added that he will create a legal framework necessary to prevent another crisis like this.
Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara told Parliament today that the Kalanithissa thermal power plant will have to be discarded because of high generating costs. The minister said that the power station should have been discarded in 2020, but it has not been done yet. The cost of generating a unit of power is as high as 144 rupees per unit at the Kalanithissa station. Minister Kanchana Wijesekara said that the government is thinking of acquiring ACE power and generating power at a lower cost. He also said that we hope to call tenders for projects to produce 4,700 megawatts of power through solar and wind power. This will help us to bring down power tariffs. He also said there has been no sufficient rains to shift into hydropower. Victoria, Rantambe, Randanigala and other reservoirs have not received adequate rainfall to begin hydropower production. A power tariff revision is necessary to cover the costs incurred in generating power. Minister Wijesekara said that we will have to produce 750 gigawatt hours of thermal power. The revisions is needed to cover this cost.
Well, the Director General of Public Enterprise Restructuring Division, Suresh Shah, says that institutes that manufacture non-essential goods and services are to be restructured. He points out that accordingly there are about 85 public enterprises to be restructured. Suresh Shah made these remarks at a press briefing held today to inform the directors and editors of media institutions regarding the proposed restructuring process. State Minister Lasantha Alagivan and Parliamentarian Ranjit Bandara were also present at this media briefing. Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe said that when local investors join a state-owned enterprise, some elements accuse the government of selling state-owned properties. This is not a sale but restructuring them with the help of the private sector entrepreneurs. This will create a competition in providing service to the public, and it will also create many employment opportunities for the people in the country. Without encouraging the investors, public enterprises cannot be developed or maintained, he said.
Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that road maintenance work and the stalled road construction projects will be recommenced soon. The minister added that these projects will be carried out on priority basis. These road projects will be recommenced based on the available funds. The requests made by parliamentarians of relevant electorates will be reviewed and all relevant stakeholders will be called up to the ministry for further discussions. At the Parliamentary Advisory Committee meeting on the Ministry of Transport and Highways held in Parliament yesterday, Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that the 100,000 kilometers road development program and the I-Road program funded by the ADB have been stopped until the completion of debt restructuring process. Therefore, talks are scheduled to be conducted to restart these projects following a discussion with the aid providers. The aid providers, a sum of about 10 billion rupees are needed for the annual maintenance work of about 12,000 kilometers of roads. Out of the amount, only about 3 billion rupees have been allocated so far. Only 6,100 kilometers of roads have been completed under the 100,000 kilometers road development program. Although the Asian Development Bank suspended the grants, it has agreed to provide a sum of $60 million for immediate repair work. Construction of road projects will be implemented on priority basis as per the money received.
Well, the Sri Lanka Consulate General in Karachi, in association with the Art Council in Pakistan and with the assistance of the Sri Lanka Tourism Convention Bureau, organized dancing performances by the internationally renowned Sri Lankan dancing team, the Chandana Wickramasinghe and the Dancers Guild of Sri Lanka recently. Well, these performances, which included a variety of dances from folk to fusion, aim to showcase the rich cultural heritage of Sri Lanka and foster cultural ties between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. These performances were organized as part of the activities to mark the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. The Honorable Federal Minister for National Heritage and Culture, Jamal Shah, was the chief guest at the event held in Islamabad. The Honourable Minister of Transport and Minerals of the Provincial Government of Punjab, Ibrahim Hassan Murad, and President of the ACP in Karachi, Mohammed Ahmad Shah, were the chief guests at the event held in Lahore and Karachi, respectively. Various notable guests attended the performances, including Acting High Commissioner of Sri Lanka in Islamabad, Augustine Christie Rubin, Deputy Head of Mission, UL Niaz, Consul General of Sri Lanka in Karachi, Jagat Abewarnab, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Tourism Convention Bureau, Tisum Jayasuriya, Director General of PNCA in Islamabad, Ayub Jamali, and the President of the Qasim Ali Shah and Manager of Sri Lankan Airlines, Saman Ratnayake. A special and symbolic moment during the celebrations was the collaboration between Sri Lankan singer Sonal Prabhashita and Pakistani singer Ahsan Bari for the 75th anniversary commemorative song. The lyrics for the song was composed by Callum Srimal, and the melody was composed by Ahsan Bari, symbolizing the union of talent from both countries. Well, Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation SLRC has been elected as an Executive Council member of the Asia Pacific Broadcast Development Institute.
This post will be effective for the period of the next 2 years. The relevant election was held at the Executive Council meeting held in Mauritius. Many countries belonging to the Executive Council of the Asia Pacific Broadcast Development Institute were present at the election. The Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation has received 26 votes. Television channels of 10 member countries, including Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, have been elected for the Executive Council. Deputy Director General Engineering Kapila Dasanayake represented the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation at this occasion. President Ranil Wickramasinghe says that all media, including the social media in Sri Lanka, should have a dialogue on whether they act according to the existing local legal framework or entering into an international agreement in this connection.
Well, mass media in any country should be abiding by the existing law of the relevant country. However, with the creation of the social media, some people are arbitrarily publishing whatever item they need. Therefore, the President points out that there should be a common legal system to regulate the media. The President made these remarks at a ceremony held yesterday to felicitate a veteran journalist and other pioneer editor and director of the editor board of the Divayana newspaper, Edmund Ranasinghe. The ceremony was held at the Presidential Secretariat under the President's concept of felicitating senior journalists. Edmund Ranasinghe is now 93 years of age and has completed a media service of over 7 decades. A book titled Edmund's Newspaper Revolution was launched at this occasion. Professor Sunanda Bandara, President's Media Director WMK Vijay Bandara, and Deputy Director Deepthi Adhikari have compiled this book. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, Minister Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena, State Minister Shanta Bandara and heads of many media institutions were present at this ceremony.
Condominium Management Authority has decided to renovate 8 dilapidated housing schemes without delay. The authority says that these projects will be implemented as public and private sector joint ventures. The first program of the series of lectures organized to enlighten the house recipients of housing complexes was held at the Borella Sahaspura Housing Complex recently. It was held to mark the World Habitat Week. The housing recipients were informed about protecting condominium properties, proper use of them, maintenance and control of common amenities and other relevant matters. Sahaspura Housing Complex in Borella is now 20 years old and it was the first such housing complex built in Colombo. It has 676 housing units.
Well, the Chief Medical Officer of the Colombo Municipal Council, Dr. Ruan Vijayamuni, says that there is an increase of the spread of the dengue fever with the prevailing rainy weather conditions. The maximum amount of patients that are reported are from the Colombo district. 7 or 8 cases are identified daily, he says.
වගකීම අපේ අරමුණයි ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටීන් ඩෙන්ගු නැති හැටක්.
Majority of dengue cases in the Colombo district are reported from Maradana, Kirulapanam, Narayanpeta, North Colombo, Modara and Mahavat areas. The health authorities request the people living in those areas to keep their houses and surrounding premises clean.
ඩෙන්ගෝ වගකීම අපේ අරමුණයි ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටීන් ඩෙන්ගු නැති හැටක්.
The committee appointed to study and make recommendations with regards to the children's safety and well-being in the country presented its final report to President Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday at the Presidential Secretariat. This committee was appointed last 19th of April. It was appointed to conduct a detailed study over the students who have fallen victim to various violent incidents. The committee has focused its attention on the disintegration of families, effects of social media on children, exploitation of child labor, children's security and many other issues relating to this sector. The committee has also focused its attention over the measures to be taken to enhance physical and mental health of children who are subjected to violence, abuse and dereliction. The committee has made recommendations to make strategic measures to address these issues for the well-being of the victimized children. The committee has also studied the innovative access, obtain the support of community for the protection of children. Recommendations to successfully socialize the children living at childcare centers have also been included in this report. The President's Media Division announces that short-term, medium-term and long-term policies and strategies have been presented to identify the causes for violence against children and repercussions of them following the victimization. A surgery was conducted to the female elephant that was fired mistakenly in Mahayangana recently.
Well, this surgery was conducted to remove the bullets that had penetrated into her body. And they will be taken out for further investigations, they say. In a test conducted yesterday, it was revealed that the elephant was fired upon with live bullets. Dean of the Veterinary Faculty of the Peradeniya campus, Professor Ashoka Dangola, and a group of vet surgeons carried out 3 surgeries today. They have removed some parts of the body and also the bullets of the elephant's body. Meanwhile, the owner of the domesticated elephant, S.M. Roshan, has requested the courts to take the elephant to the Peradeniya University Vet Department for further treatment.
Many passengers faced immense difficulties this evening due to a trade union action taken by the Railway Guards Union. The Railway Department says that about 20 train journeys had to be cancelled due to this strike. A railway security officer has assaulted a railway guard at the Maligawata railway yard this morning. Demanding a suspension of service of the security officer, the Railway Guards Union resorted to the trade union action without prior notice. Due to this strike, many office workers who were going home after work faced severe hardships. Passengers expressed strong protest against this trade union action.
The injunction order has been handed over to the relevant railway engine driver, meanwhile, who was alleged to have insulted Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena. Well, this injunction order has been issued in connection with the case filed by the minister against the relevant engine driver. The Colombo District Court Number 1 has issued this injunction order against engine driver Indika Durangoda on the charges of defamation to Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena. The suspect had spread false allegations against the minister through mass media and social media recently that the minister had taken bribes from an Indian company to offer building contracts of the railway department. The court recently issued a prohibition order against the suspect, demanding not to make statements to media causing defamatory sentiments directly or indirectly to the minister. The courts also declared that the defendants should not use a third party even to defame the minister. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the statement made by President Ranil Wickremesinghe before the international media recently is commendable.
The former president made this comment in front of media following a visit to the Sambuddhaloka Vihara in Fort this morning. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa arrived in the Sambuddhaloka Vihara and met Chief Incumbent Professor Venerable Ittademale Indrasara Thera to obtain blessings of the Mahasangha. The former president held a mutual discussion with the Nayaka Thera as well. Then the Mahasangha chanted Pirat and invoked blessings to the former president. Parliamentarian Gamini Lukuge was also present at this occasion.
Well, Minister Dr. Susil Premajant says that vouchers will be given to 800,000 school students to purchase pairs of shoes, and this shoe allowance is offered to students with economic difficulties and will be increased next year, he says. The minister made these comments at a ceremony held at Zahira College in Gintota in Gaul. Minister Dr. Susil Premajant says that vouchers worth 3,000 rupees will be given to 800,000 students next week to get pairs of shoes free of charge. The president repeatedly told that the funds allocated for education sector next year should be increased. In addition, all constructions such as classrooms and laboratories stalled at present due to lack of funds will also be completed without any delays, he says. Well, that's news at home. Time for a short break and we'll be back with international stories.
இஸ்ரூதான அல்லது சிசுதான சிறுவர் சேமிப்பு கணக்கில் டிசம்பர் 31ஆம் தேதி வரை பணத்தை வைப்புச் செய்யவும். அனைவருக்கும் பெறுமதிமிக்க பரிசுகள். நீங்களும் சீக்கிரமாக பீப்பிள்ஸ் பேங்கிற்கு வாருங்கள்.
அவசரமா எல்சிஎன் ஓபன் பண்ணிட்டு வாருங்க.
இருக்கும் இந்த ஒரு இடத்திலிருந்தும் உங்க பிசினஸ் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண நெக்ஸ்ட் ஜென்னின் டிஜிட்டல் பேங்கிங் பார்ட்னர் பீப்பிள்ஸ் பேங்க்.
Welcome back and taking a look at international news tonight. United States House of Representatives has removed its Speaker, a Republican, for the first time in the body's 234-year history. Democrats sided with right-wing Republicans to vote out the Republicans' Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House, an unprecedented move in U.S. political history which comes amid a bitter divide inside the Republican Party. Immediately following Tuesday's 216 to 210 vote, Republican Representative Patrick Kearney, a McCarthy ally, was temporarily appointed as acting Speaker. He can only serve for a very limited time of up to 3 legislative days in this case. The vote to remove McCarthy just came days after the House narrowly avoided a government shutdown.
Well, at least 21 people, including several children, have died after a bus crashed off a flyover near Venice and burst into flames, officials say. Well, this is an electric bus that broke through the barrier and plunged almost 15 meters near railway tracks in Mestre. which is connected to Venice by a bridge. 5 Ukrainians, 1 German and an Italian driver were among the dead. CCTV footage of the flyover showed the vehicle driving past another bus before toppling off the carriageway. One rescuer spoke of a tragedy of young people, if not very young people, except for a few adults. 3 children, including a baby, were among the dead, emergency services said.
And in your sports news tonight, the final fleet of the 400 meters men's running event in the Asian Games was held today.
Aruna Darshana, Kaushika Heshan, Rajitu Rajakaruna and Kalinga Kumarage competed for this event for Sri Lanka. They completed the event in 3 minutes 2.55 seconds with a new Sri Lanka record and received the bronze medal. Sri Lanka has won a medal in this event after 17 years. The first place was won by India and the second place by Qatar.
Fascinating is that there's no Bahrain in the mix. Now it's time for the merge. The lanes have been merged. Amol Jacob is in second place
for Mohammad Ajbal, and Mohammad Ajbal is off, and he is off with a clean baton exchange. We are looking at a last 300 meters where Mohammad, it doesn't matter because India will be winning the gold. Rajesh Ramesh has taken it home.
Second and 58 milliseconds. Yet another goal for India.
Gold 5 years ago in Jakarta.
Sri Lanka also won the silver medal from the 400 into 4 women's relay running event. Nadisha Ramanayaka, Jayashi Utpala, Sayuri Lakshi and Tharushi Karunaratne competed for this event. They recorded time of 3 minutes 30.88 seconds. This is the first time Sri Lanka won a medal at this event's Asian Games.
Keep in mind that in lane 8 is Adekoya.
Can they do it? Can they retain the goal?
But the exchange has happened. Subha Venkateshwan is neck and neck. She is neck and neck with Salwa Nasser.
And is giving this everything. But I think the experience of Salwa Nasser will possibly take the goal for Bahrain. But what a race this is.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's English news on Rupavahini. We'll see you tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Kasani signing off together with Clifford.